Hello. Welcome to Oscoey. Let's see how the lighting works out today. It's Tuesday, the 20th of June. It's been a busy week for me. So I hope you guys are doing great and are getting some time for some rest. I am finally done with my quarter. Like, I cannot believe I'm done with spring quarter. So it was insanely difficult. It was really hard. I'm really glad I only took 10 credits and not the 15 I was going to. Even so, it was still really hard and I'm still really tired from it. So I'm not getting a break though until next week. So we'll see how that goes. But tonight I was going to work on my, I was going to show you guys a little sneak peek. Let me see. I have parts of it, so I'm going to grab it real quick. I just forgot to grab it from the other table. All right, so I have been working on my cross stitch a lot the last week because I needed like a mental break from learning accounting stuff. Like, so many numbers. There's like a million ways you can calculate the cost of something, and oh man, it was a lot to absorb in a short period of time. So I'm kind of glad I'm done with it, but I learned a lot this quarter, and it was a lot of math, and I learned a lot. So I'm, a little bit brain dead tonight. So I may not go all the way till 8:30. I'm actually really tired. Like, I don't know if you can see it in my eyes, but I'm exhausted. I started working again today at like a real job, not just like doing what I've been doing. And I mean, this is a real job too, but for somebody else. So it's just part-time. And I don't anticipate it being high stress. It's just, kind of the same stuff over and over again. So I'm a little bit tired because I also had to take Luna in for her agility training this morning super early. So I had a really long day. And tomorrow's not going to be much better. So, or Friday, because Friday I also have to pack for the trip I'm taking next week. So there will be no live next week. And also my shop will be on like a delayed shipping. I'm going to be gone for about 4 or 5 days. My husband is staying home, but the rest of us are all going, and then we're going to switch out, and he's going to go, and I'm going to come back early, so I can go back to work. So that's where there's not going to be a live next week, and there's not going to be there's only like delayed shipping times on all my shop items. So just be aware, I'm going to change the shipping times. I'm going to probably get to it tomorrow when I do my shop update. So tomorrow I do have a shop update happening. It's going to be my strawberry pattern, which if you guys haven't seen it yet, and I don't know where it went. Strawberry. I have a really high-tech Ziploc gallon bag to store my stitching in. It's so bad that I don't have a real like project bag. I'm gonna make one eventually, but I like to be able to see it, and I figure if you're using plastic to make a project bag, you might as well just stick it in a Ziploc bag, and that way it's waterproof. Like, I have a lot of issues with Luna, my dog, licking things a lot. So this one is releasing tomorrow, and it's going to be the pattern. This is like a strawberry that I drew. It's like really, the lighting is really red. Like, I'll be honest, my kids changed the settings on my laptop, and I haven't had time to sit down and look and see. So if you're joining us, welcome. This pattern is going to be released tomorrow, Wednesday the 21st. I'm probably going to release it earlier in the day because I have to work. And since it's only my second day, I'm not going to have my phone on very much, but I will release it early in the day. I I have to finish a couple of small edits I need to do to the pattern part of it. So I'm gonna have the pattern released tomorrow and also the kit. So I'm gonna do kits for this one. So it's in a very fancy plastic sleeve. And oops, I just popped one of the bubbles on my shipping thing, so I better not lean on it anymore. But what you'll get is some fabric, and I haven't printed out the pattern for this one yet. This is like my mock-up to weigh it for shipping costs. So these will not be free shipping because they do cost, they're kind of heavy. So on these ones, like I have most of my stickers, my postcards, and of course the digital downloads are all free. There's no shipping on those, but I have those ones all as free shipping for most of the part, mostly. So these ones you will have to pay shipping. It's cheaper on my Shopify, so I highly recommend you buy them through Shopify versus Etsy. A lot of my sales have been through Etsy, but Etsy, I feel like they charge more for shipping. So yeah. So this is going to be on there tomorrow, starting tomorrow. And you get a 4-inch hoop. You get an 8x8 square of Aida, 14 count Aida. And this one does have the selvage on there, but it's okay because you're not actually going to use all 8 inches of it, right? You're only going to use the center that'll fit. The strawberry fits about this much of the hoop. So I'm just doing like a generous cut for, so that you guys don't have to worry about it like fitting in the hoop. You know, sometimes it's kind of hard. I may cut a couple of 6x6s and see if they fit okay. But if you're like me, like I struggle to get small, like if there's not enough like give and take on the outsides, I have a hard time getting it in the hoop. So I'm gonna do 8x8 for now. I may change that later, but that's like a 2-inch margin on either side for like wiggle room. All 4 sides, right? Because it finishes about 4, I think it's 4 inches tall by about 2 inches or 1.5 inches wide. So it doesn't finish very large, but you just for the hoop you need it. And this one I tried stitching it a little bit without a hoop, and I don't know. I know people like to stitch in hand, but it's not for me. I like to have my stiff like sounding board to stitch on. I really like it tight. So, you know, it's just a different preference. And then in here, there's going to be, I don't know if you can see the glare, there's one needle, and this is like a size 28 needlepoint needle. And then there's a needle threader for those of you that need it. I've gotten pretty good at like blindly shoving the thread through there because my eyes are getting older and I can't always see the head of the needle. So I'm getting a little bit better at threading without really seeing what I'm doing. And then a bunch of thread. And this should be enough thread. So if you guys get this kit and it's not enough thread, message me, email me, info@ascoe.com and let me know. And I will send you more. I measured it a couple times, but you know, I have stitched, I don't like, when I stitched this up, it stitched pretty quickly and I didn't have a lot of mistakes, right? If you are making extra mistakes, like if you're somebody that drops your needle, which I have done a lot of times, on some patterns I have a harder time than others, and then you lose it and you have to like recut the ends to make it like neat and clean so you can get the needle through. You may need more, but I tried to kind of do like a large amount of thread for the number of stitches. So please email me, send me a message through Etsy if you buy through Etsy. Just let me know if you need more thread and I will 100% send it to you. Like I won't even charge anything. I'll just put it in an envelope and send it out to you. I am going to test one of these, but I will not get it tested by tomorrow. So based on how much I have to do before tomorrow, but I'm going to probably have only about, I think I have enough fabric for maybe 10 kits available, and I probably will do a stitch along with these kits for July. I'm thinking. So if I can figure out how to do it in time, I may have like a Zoom link, like a class to stitch this. But I also may not have time to do that in the next, let's see, it's the 20th, the next like 2 weeks, week and a half, 10 days. So I will probably end up just doing like during a live crafting, I'll do like kind of like a stitch along for one of the live craftings I do in July. I believe July 4th is on a Tuesday, so I probably will not be doing a stitch along that Tuesday evening, and I'm not going to be able to do one during the day because I will be working that week. So I don't know, you guys, let me know, leave a comment. If you're watching this live, leave a comment in there. If you're not watching it live and you're watching this like some other random day, like just leave me a comment and let me know what days, what times, you know, for the week of the 4th of July will work for you. I probably will end up doing it on like the Monday the 3rd in the evening is what I'm thinking of doing. But I'm going to have to see because I don't know. Maybe Wednesday? I feel like I will be more tired at least on Wednesday because my neighbors light off tons of fireworks and it's loud until like 1 o'clock in the morning. And then I have to get up at like 6 the next day. So I'm usually tired the day after. It's usually a late night because our dogs freak out. You know, they don't like fireworks. So I may or may not. I probably won't be doing one that Wednesday. I'll probably be the 3rd. But I will schedule that probably at some point next week. I'll schedule the live. So if you're a subscriber, you can just look at that and see when that is. And then I'll also post that on social media. I'll probably will be dark for a lot of next week just because of vacations and then working. And I imagine that on Wednesday, if there's any orders that happen while I'm out of town, that I'll have to fill them all on Wednesday. I am off Wednesday, even though I'm back. So we'll have to see. But I'm super excited about these kits. And I do have the thread. I'm going to have to buy more fabric because I'm using the fabric I bought for the self-care everyday ones to do the strawberry because I like this. I don't know. I love this strawberry. And I want to release the kit and the pattern at the same time. I'm not going to do a finished version of the strawberry one. It's a really easy pattern to do. And you don't need like a light. Like the mini Tulip Fields one, the super mini one, you really need a light to, like a magnifying light to stitch that one. It's so small on the 28 count. But I do have the thread already for the self-care everyday kits. I just have to order more fabric. The place I was ordering it from was out of the yard, the full yards. And for this one, since it finishes at like a 6-inch size, so I only did, I think I did 8x8 for this fabric because I am not a safe fabric cutter person. I do not cut it. So I have plenty of margin all the way around. I cut it I don't know why. I think I just don't like having the bunchy fabric. You know, like I don't like having the bunchiness around the sides of the hoop while I'm stitching. So I cut it a little bit smaller than most people do. Most people do a 3-inch margin on either side of the stitch. And this one, let's see, this is a 2. So this is an 8x8 piece. So you can imagine that strawberry is small. It's like this big on the 8x8. So you could even like adjust the hoop and then stitch another one. I don't know if there's enough thread to do that, but you could stitch something else with it if you wanted to add something to it, or you could probably stitch more than one if you wanted to. I don't know if there's enough thread to stitch 2 though, but you could get, a thread, the same kind of thread somewhere, Joanne or something like that. So this one, I haven't got the kits made up for that one yet. I'm going to have to order more fabric for it. And then I think they finally got it back in. So I'm going to have to do that. And then I got to print those patterns out because that's the other thing is like printing patterns out. And I don't have a hoop for the self-care everyday one. I feel like a lot of people have 6-inch hoops. So I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Do you guys want a hoop with the pattern or do you want it without the hoop? Like the self-care everyday one is also a pretty good beginner piece. It's not taking so this is the one I started. Remember the last live crafting together I did? I started this one. This is my variegated thread on black fabric. And I'm really liking how it's turned out. And remember, I just stitched this really quickly. But this self-care every day, I just did this like in a few hours. So, and I had to frog a bunch of it because I kept forgetting how to count. Like I had to do frog twice, large sections. So, because this one, it really matters if it lines up, right? If you have one of the letters off, then all of the like star part of it is going to be completely wonky and it's not really going to match up. So I've had to frog a couple times on this one, this particular piece. And it still has only taken me a few hours to stitch this whole thing. I mean, it took me a little bit longer to stitch the heart than the rest of it just because I was talking at the same time. You know, like if I'm talking and I see you guys and I'm chatting away, then I get distracted. But if I'm just sitting there stitching, it doesn't take me that long to finish it. So this one is good for beginners too. But the strawberry one is like super, super beginner. Like it's small. If you mess up, I'm putting enough thread in there that you could take out sections. I don't know, maybe I should put more thread in there. I cut them to roughly 18 inches. I was all professional and I even measured it out and marked it on my desk so that I could just cut it like they do at Joann, where they have like the ruler in the center of the desk. So I don't know, you won't need. So this one is stitched 2/1. The strawberry is stitched 2/1. So you would take, I'm going to do a tutorial, but I put enough thread, I think. Some of these there might be enough for 2. Now I'm thinking maybe I should add more thread in there. An extra length of some of the, but I don't know. I'll have to think about it. But the colors are really pretty together. And I am including on this kit, I'm also including this dark green. I don't know if you can see that. Hold on, let me get it. Hold on, pulled out a little bit. This dark green thread. Can you see that? So the 2 shades of green that I used for this pattern are really similar in color. They're hard to see. They're like sister colors. Like one's they're like 1 number off and the shades are 1 number off. So it's really hard to see in the pattern. So I'm going to provide this substitute of the dark green for one of the colors and note that in the pattern where you can substitute it, just in case you want a little bit more of a contrast between the greens. So, and I'm also going to stitch that up. Probably not by tomorrow though, but I'll have a sample of that stitched up so you guys can see what it looks like with the dark green as well. Because I just thought, you know what, like I can see the difference if I look closely. And if I made the pattern and I still am struggling to see the difference between the 2 greens, I feel like it needed a little bit more contrast. You can see it, like I can see it, but one's a little bit more green and one's a little bit yellower. I don't know if you can see that in there. It's like teeny tiny. But I think I'm gonna provide the dark green for one and then tell you which one you can substitute it for and then see, you know, let me know if you like that better. Because, you know, it's harder for me to see than I thought it would be. So we'll see. All right, let me get my stitching stuff out. I stitched so much last week and I loved it. I love doing. The dogs are trying to interrupt our conversation. Sometimes. Luna is doing really well at her agility training. She's picking it up super fast. George does not do agility. He's not agile anymore. He's getting to be an old man. We have to take him in for his hips are starting to bother him, like he has arthritis. So he's only 6. Well, he's almost 7. He'll be 7 next fall. So I guess he's 6.5. But I'm not doing this pink anymore. I did not bobbinate these threads. Oops. I probably should have, but I don't know if you can tell, but at least I hope you can. I'm super disorganized right now because I'm so swamped. I don't have time to do anything. Literally anything. I did a tiny bit of cleaning in my office yesterday. I got that shelf with the postcards put up. I may take a video and show you guys an office update, but I haven't touched like the diamond painting stuff. I gotta put that somewhere. and the puzzles are still in here taking up way too much space. And sorry, I was freezing and now I'm too hot. Take off my sweater. I have to find spaces for stuff. I think once I get the books out of here, which, wow, that's a lot of mental remembrance, right? A mental effort to remember to post those books on Buy Nothing and then keep track of the Buy Nothing posts. Oh, that's the worst part, when you post stuff and then you forget, and then like 3 days later you get a message from somebody, hey, were you still giving away? I've done that a couple times because if I'm not on top of it, I forget. But literally my Buy Nothing group is the only reason why I still have Facebook installed on my phone. I have to message people like last minute and stuff. Like they'll message me when I'm out. I did have it only on my laptop, but because of the way Buy Nothing is, like I couldn't be messaging people if I was driving, because I don't have my laptop on me. So I have Buy Nothing on my phone, literally only for my Buy Nothing group. I am part of other groups that I like on there, like the Women's Personal Finance one, but I never participate in that one. It's gotten really big since I was joined. Like I joined when it first started, and it's gotten really big, and I don't have time. I have so many different social media platforms to keep track of. So, and not just with the blog, like the parents at my school keep starting new social media groups for the parents. Like they ditch the old one, they decide they don't like a platform, and then they ditch it, and then they start a new one. I don't need like 15 messaging programs on my phone. I just don't have time to keep track of it all. So I don't I don't even have time to keep track of my texts. Like people text me and I forget that they texted me, and then I remember like a week later. So that's how bad it is right now. And my email is atrocious. Don't look at how many emails I have in my email inbox. All right, so I'm going to work on this a little bit more. If you're just joining us, welcome. I'm going to work on the variegated thread self-care everyday pattern on black. And I really like the way the variegated thread is looking, but I'm not a fan of how this pink looks on the black. I feel like it's too... I'm going to see what it looks like at the end. I'm also going to try stitching that strawberry one on a black fabric too, because I feel like the black fabric with the strawberry would look really good. So I may do that as well. And if I like it, I may have a couple kits available with the black, like a limited edition, because I'm having a hard time finding large pieces of black Aida. So let me know if you know where to find it, but I'm struggling to find large pieces. I don't know, I guess people don't use black as much, but like it doesn't make sense to buy a 12 by 18 and then cut it down. I guess I could cut it into, see, like a 12 by 18 piece, only 2 would fit across, right? 2 6-inch pieces, not even an 8-inch piece, but 2 6-inch pieces would fit across. All right, I'm going to keep stitching. And I did not figure out a camera setup, clearly, so you can see me stitch at the same time. I will figure that out. I have my phone. I probably have to find an app to use for that. So if you know of an app, let me know that you like. I've got too much to do, too much on my plate, and it makes it hard for me to have time to research stuff and figure stuff out. So, but yeah. All right. So this one, where is this in the scheme of things? Yeah, I totally lost my place. Where's my pattern? I did not work on this yesterday like I wanted. Oh, no, I did. I stitched in line for the ferry when we went out to Whidbey. On the way there, I stitched. On the way back, I stared at my phone because I was exhausted. But on the way there, I did stitch a whole bunch. I think I got the every part done. Oh, and I started the purple. It's hard for me to stitch on the ferry because I get seasick. Like, it was just rocky enough that I was kind of getting a little bit seasick. So I didn't stitch as much as I wanted to. And we didn't have to wait in line on the way there that much. We did have to wait on the way back, but like we had one kid with us on the way back, and they were really antsy, so I had to entertain them too. So I guess I didn't stitch as much on the way back. All right, let me count this real quick. 1, 2, 6 stitches. And 1 started. 2. This is hard to see on the. Here you can see a little bit of my stitching. After the strawberry pattern release, I don't know what I'm going to put up the self-care video ones, but I am looking at another, my Midnight Rainbow Flower holographic stickers are really popular. And I've had a couple of other designs in that line rattling around in my brain for the last couple months. I just haven't had time to put them down on paper because of school. So I'm hoping to get another version, another sticker out of that line. I don't know if I'm going to do postcards for it though, because the postcards are not as popular. I might switch to greeting cards. So let me know what you think about that. Like blank greeting cards. Like, so you could write a thank you note, you could do a birthday card, you could do, holiday or whatever holiday is you want to put on there. Or just like, I'm thinking of you. I'm thinking of you. Something like that. I don't know. I got 3 stitches done and then I ran out of thread. It's just the way it is. Sometimes, this thread is tangly. Some of these threads are like older, and I know they go bad. I bought all new threads for my kits, so don't be afraid. Don't worry. I'm not using my older thread on these kits. I bought all new thread. I ordered it from a reputable company, not Amazon, but I got real DMC threads, so don't worry. It's not going to be this old stuff that I've had lying around for over a decade in my house, so it'll be much better quality. Although if you do have quality issues, let me know, because that means that the whole skein is bad, and I'm going to have to talk to the people that I bought it from. So yeah, no, I bought all new thread for that. New thread, new fabric, new hoops, new needles. I did not know you could buy bulk needles. And now I do, because I go through needles really fast. So I'm really hard on my needles. And then I also got this little thread ones, which are so cute. I was really tempted to buy like super fancy ones, but I didn't, because I don't know. It would have been really cute, but maybe if these kits are a popular item, I will. You guys like them, but I just didn't want to have a whole bunch of extra needle threaders, because I don't use them. So I do have a few, but I just don't. I'm not that old yet. They're good for people though that have like mobility issues, right? Or kids. Like, they're really good for my kids use them. Or if you just have a hard time, like, you should definitely use them. But I don't know. I prefer to wing it, I guess. I make it harder on myself. Basically, I make it harder on myself. It probably would be a lot easier if I just used some of those threaders, but I don't know. I think my grandma would be upset with me if she used to give me a hard time when she was alive about using a machine to quilt. So she's very old school. 6 and 6. Okay. It's just a difference of opinion, I think. I don't have the patience to hand quilt. Although it's not much different than cross stitching, right? But with hand quilting, like, you can't, like, getting the needle through only the top layer of the batting and not the backing. Like, don't you quilt it with the backing already on there? I guess I haven't hand quilted. Oh. So this is the issue that I'm running into with this variegated thread, and it's probably why I'm not as happy with the variegated thread as I should be. But you can see that it's not like variegated enough, right? So here it's dark, right? Dark, 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 dark. And I used all of that last thread. And now this next one is super light, like up in here. So how the self is not like super variegated, it's more. I mean, this is my first time using variegated thread. So if anyone has any tips, let me know. I feel like I need to stop using the loop start method, but I'm a huge fan of the loop start method because it's easy. So, because you can see in the, I don't know if you can see the thread, it's darker up in here, but it's lighter as the thread goes down. I'm going to keep going. And I may not be a fan of variegated thread after this. I was hoping it would look a lot cooler. It's just so, like, it's hard to get it. I think it takes a lot of skill to get the variegated thread to look correct and experience. And I probably just need to practice with it a whole bunch more to get it better. But maybe I'll start working with on another couple ones. So, I don't know. I may have to look up some better methods for using variegated thread. Because everything I read said that this method was good, but it's also like there's like a huge shifting colors. So I don't know. Let me know. All right. Let's get in my 6. I have to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 stitches on this one across. Variegated, self-care every day. If you're just joining us, welcome. 8. It's really hard to see on my black disc. I used to hate stitching on black fabric, but this piece, like, I actually don't mind it. So I don't know, like, if I've just gotten older and I changed, my eyesight is so bad now that I can see it better. 8. Okay. I'm not sure, but it's going pretty well. I think if I hadn't done the variegated thread, I probably still would have gone with pink for the self-care every day. I can't get it in there. So I like the pink look. I hope you guys have your. Oh my gosh. I even fell asleep when I got home today and took like a 20-minute nap. I'm just tired. I should not be this tired in the summer when it's nice out. But it's actually not nice here. It's actually rainy and cold, and we still have a furnace on. Yeah, I'm really not happy that our furnace is still on in the middle of June. It's not even, it's almost July. But that's just the way it's working out this year. So, I don't know. Usually we turn off our furnace like at the end of May, Memorial Day weekend. And then we don't turn it back on until October. Because that's when it starts to really chill. It's chilly at our house up here in the Seattle area. So I don't know. I think it's supposed to be a La Nina next year. And I tried looking it up and it just said La Nina and El Nino or whatever. Like, I couldn't tell if it meant that we were going to get extra snow next year or not. So I need to look it up a little bit more because I just had a little bit of time to look it up. I would be very excited if we got extra snow next year. Like super, super excited about it. I love snow. I like a true winter. I don't like just like the drizzly rain that we usually get. But I also don't want it to be super hot this summer. My plants are already showing signs of drought stress, my large plants. So I don't know. We have a lot of really big trees in our back, and we also have a slope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So every time it gets like a heat wave, I worry about the big trees and the slope. Like if there's a huge heat wave and all the soil dries out, then the next time it rains, there's a chance that it will just be like a landslide. Not a big one, but enough that it would cause some damage or knock over those trees into my house. So I worry about that. I haven't posted any really gardening pictures this year because I don't really have much of a garden to speak of again this year. I did plant a few things over at my mom's house that are growing really well, and I realize it's because I also dumped a bag of brand new soil in the beds that I planted them. Like the onions are all coming up and everything, and they're not coming up at my house, but I'm pretty sure it's because I dumped a bag of soil in there first, a brand new soil. I didn't mix it or anything. I just dumped it right on top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm like what they call like a lazy gardener. Maybe it's not lazy gardener. I'm opportunistic. I will stick plants wherever there's space. And I also try and do things not super like, I don't need it to be perfect. Like my rows are not beautiful. They're not fancy. It's more like, what can I do in this hour that's the most profitable for me as far as like gardening goes. So I plant a lot of kitchen potatoes. I've also bought a bunch of potatoes and had pretty good yields from those. But this year I've only planted about half the ones I bought. 8. That's 8, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, uh-oh. 6, 8. Oh no. I messed up again, guys. Oh, I don't even know how far back I have to frog. It's not correct over by the E. It's supposed to be touching. It's 1 over, which is not going to work. It's bad. It's really bad. I'm itchy all of a sudden. Maybe I should just call it a night. Okay. All right, let's do some frogging. This whole strand has to be off in the distance. I gotta figure out where I messed up. I gotta find my frogging spool. Needle. What's it called? Uh-oh. No, did I miss it? Oh no. I only have one of those. Oh, there it is. Already in the bag I needed. I've used it so much on this one. I don't know. I'm so distracted this week. All right. So this is what happened. I think this stitch here is supposed to be right up kitty corner to that stitch, and there's a full, it's 1 stitch to the right, basically. So it's bad at least until there. Let's see. And then this is bad. Oh my gosh. Like the whole thing is bad. I messed up in the beginning. 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2. I might just take it all out. Gosh. I may have to do some stitching. That's just not the same patterns. Maybe my brain is just dying even more than I thought. Alright. Let's see. I feel like there's something wrong with it, but I can't see what's wrong with it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And this is supposed to be 2 corner. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2. I think the E is in the wrong spot. I think that's one. Yeah, the E is in the wrong spot. So I should not have cut my thread. The E is 1 left. That's what the issue is. The whole bottom every day is 1 left. No, because my Y matches. My Y is fine. The E is not in the right spot. Is it just the E? Okay, the Y is fine. A is fine. D. Is the Y fine? Yeah. I mean, I told you guys I was having a lot of problems with this pattern because 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Uh-oh. So this Y, this every is wrong. This Y, I didn't place this Y correctly. It should be 1 up. No, that's right. 1. This is like 1. 1, 2. Yeah, it's just the E. No, the E is right. It's not working. I think my brain has died. I can't tell what's wrong with it. I think I'm gonna come back to this tomorrow. I think I'm gonna end things here a little early because I'm very tired and I need to look at this a little bit more clearly with my pattern, which I will do tomorrow. But thank you for watching. As always, please like and subscribe, and look for my shop update tomorrow. I'm gonna I don't know what time I'll do it. I'll either do it in the morning at like 8:30 or it will be in the afternoon at probably 4. Actually, it's gonna have to be in the morning, I think, because I don't. Maybe I'll delay it by a day. I really don't have time to do anything a shop update. I might have to delay it a day. We'll see. All right, I need to go to bed. I'm exhausted and I clearly can't count because I've messed this up so many times. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate you and I hope you're liking and subscribing and doing all those wonderful things. I did have a grocery haul to film last weekend, but I didn't get around to it because my school schedule was so hectic. My husband went to Costco for me on Friday. And bought lots and lots of things, but I didn't film it and I spent way too much money. So maybe next week I'll get that one filmed. We'll probably have to go shopping again this week though because we have to get food for camping. I don't know when I'm going to do that. I don't want to type that. I don't want to type that, but somehow it will end up getting done. So, thank you. I will figure out what's wrong with that pattern, with the, not the pattern, my stitching. I'm sure I'm just missing, I can't count because I'm so tired. So I'll figure it out. And then I'll fix it because that's what we do. So thank you for watching. I hope you guys have a great day.